So yeah, today we're doing that face. Anyone who knows me knows that face. They know that I pull that face all the time. This is who I really am. Let's get down to it. This is me. Got some rainforest thunderstorm sounds. We're gonna have a nice chilled session. Do have to get this out of the way with though, because today is my wedding anniversary, and so we've got all kinds of other things planned. Now, the bottom of the face is kind of the chin there, but that's not where the face ends. The face goes all the way down to here. And I'm not going to do my usual thing of starting with that. I'm going to start with the shape of this, because this has a sort of miniature-like shape. The way it kind of just fits into this shape. Yeah. It's sort of from the chin to the top of the head is approximately twice the width. If we take the width at the widest point, go to there, that's kind of, yeah, that adds up. That adds up just about right. So the distance from there to there should be twice the distance from top to bottom. Got the kind of angle on the hair there. Right. This sort of takes over here, this comes in here. Now the eyes are quite high on this because obviously I'm looking up. So the eyes are around about this level. Like that's the center line of the eyes to the top. And then so if you have the eyes kind of here, like this eye is right against where the hairline is. So the eyes are kind of there. Nose therefore ends up here. Mouth. Nose is too low. That nose is too low. In fact, the eyes are too low because that's it's more like that. So this is kind of what we're aiming for. Bizarre though it looks. This is the most common face that I pull. So the eyes aren't actually that wide. Like I draw these things quite wide, but they're not actually as wide as they look. But they are quite. They do have a large arch on the top here, because I really open them wide. And I'm looking slightly off to the side there, not straight forward. I very rarely look directly at the camera when I do this face. Mostly because I think people would find it rather off-putting. I mean, it's off-putting anyway, but sort of that way. And this here, but this hair comes over the eye, which is, that's my signal that that one's too close in. That should be further off this way. Why am I always erasing with a dirty spot? Why can these things never just work? For reference, the thing that I'm looking at in this photograph is Niagara Falls. I was somewhat swept away by the beauty of nature. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. You might think that I posed like this for comedic purposes. So this kind of comes up here. It's you can definitely see like the underhang of the nose there, and the lobes kind of coming off it. I don't know how much of that's going to make it in. Because there's sort of like that angle there, this angle here, and then this sort of comes around. Sort of come to there, and then this flaring of the nostrils. Yeah. And that is, I don't know how I do that with my, like I can do it right now. I don't know how I do it. It's some sort of mystery how I'm capable of pulling this almost excruciating looking bizarre face. So that ends under that eye and this ends under this nostril, so that's because the head is turned that way slightly. And it's not just a direct curve, there is actually structure to this. If you notice, it kind of has a bit where it levels off there. So there's kind of a wrinkle there. That's that part there. You can sort of make out that line there. And then here, this curls away steeply there. And it curls away even more steeply there. But this part is just about, yeah. And you have a sort of, you can sort of make out this, yeah. And then the chin has a kind of line around it there, but then the actual edge is the... I feel like that should be like a wobbly line to identify the chin. Right. So the brow line is practically straight here. It's like there's so little curve to it. Sort of comes down here. Maybe a little bit of an arch on there, but this one is practically flat. It starts a little further in than that. But it, at least on the one side, it coincides with the top of the glasses. So these glasses are at a slight angle. How have I done that as a downward line when it should be an upward line, even though I had the thing tilted? I've overcompensated somehow. So you can definitely see above each eye inside the glasses. This sort of comes down here a bit. So this is the shape of that. For anyone who's not familiar with this, I really cannot overstress just how intrinsic this face is to who I am. Like it probably sounds like hyperbole, or it sounds ridiculous that I would identify so much with a stupid face that I can pull. But I think it's the fact that I can pull this face and nobody else that I know can. It is literally like a thing that is unique to me. And I think that's what makes it so Like I do it because I can, and that's the only reason. So we know that the hair comes over here, so we don't have to worry about that edge of the glasses. This edge of the glasses, however, comes over the hair, so we need to correctly identify that there's a little curly bit that that sort of comes down there and there. That is actually a bit narrower than I've made it look there. So we have these lines coming down here. Oof. I feel like that chin's not tall enough. Like if you look, this has a very sort of ovoid shape to it almost. It's like that. And there's a lot more chin there actually. I've not put in sufficient chin. So there's kind of a little wrinkle there. And that's a kind of a... It doesn't really go that high, it sort of goes in like that. And then there's maybe a little bit just there. And that's what you need to sort of define that shape. Yeah. Wow, when I take this to the ink, it's going to be wild. So that doesn't come up as far as I've made it look there. That's just more flat. And there's actually, like this nostril, it does kind of go in a bit there, but this is, the actual line doesn't take over there. Because the head is tilted slightly this direction. And so this one you can see where the overlap is, this one you can't. This kind of comes in here. This comes over here. And that curl is not there. It is in fact here, underneath the nostrils. So the hair is inside the glasses, because of course it is. And the glasses just sort of come to the edge of it there. I feel like that needs to be wider actually. I've spent all this time drawing this, but I think that for the hair to come down where it needs to go, these glasses need to come all the way out to here to sort of properly encompass that, which means that this part needs to come out this far. And then we need this curl here to touch that edge of there. And there's also the curl that comes in this way. And this sort of goes to... Actually, no, that one comes like that, but this one comes and goes that way. That's the shape of it, that's how they combine. This comes and touches the side there, this one goes down and then up. And the hair just sort of graces that edge, keeps going outwards. And here, it comes over there, but then it kind of goes off the page. So this actually, you know, it's got a nice roundness to it, and the hair here kind of comes out and in, and then you can actually see that part of the face. Yeah, I think I'm ready to take this to ink. So what to lock in first? Probably the nose. I feel like it's a major anchor point in this face, is that nose. I'm going to start with this part here, and the yeah, get it in there. Absolute lunacy. May as well continue down from that with the, what would you call these, like cheek lines maybe? Sort of stress lines in the face. Let's go for the glasses next, because I feel like they're an easy win, being mostly straight lines. Yeah. Let's get these little curly cues in here. See, that comes up a bit too much there, but there's nothing I can really do to fix that now. Right, it's time for the eyes, I think. Bit shaky on that line, but that's okay because we're going to darken this anyway. I kind of can't wait to show my friend Char this, because I've been sending her all my pictures that I've done so far. There's a little bit of armature to the glasses there, which I feel like we should probably capture. Just a little bit of extra metal work there. And Chara's a huge proponent of me pulling this face in photos. She's tried to do it, she can't do it, but she tries, she tries. I feel like I want to capture some of this shine in the eyes, but I'm not sure how to go about doing that, so I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to get the hairline in here. So this sort of comes down, turns about there. A little bit of offset behind the glasses, that kind of... I feel like it is mostly a straight line there, actually. And that comes down there. And then you have a few... This comes down sort of here. Displays off that way. There's like a part where that gets darker. Here we come off this direction and we cut straight through those glasses. See, that looks like hair there, but it's not. That's actually like just sort of shine from the hair. So let's get the big old neckline in there. It's important that we note that that is neck, which is why we're drawing the chin on here. Yeah, that's good. Then we're gonna get the brows in there. Now this literally runs across the top of the glasses, so... Whereas this one is slightly raised. Doesn't quite touch it. And it gets thinner a lot faster than the other one, which is interesting. Oh, God. It's the face I was born with. Thanks, Mum and Dad. So I'm going to try and leave that sort of shiny part there at the top. Maybe do a few lines there to sort of identify it. That's the shiny area. I've not done this part yet. So in terms of shading the hair, there is a kind of a darker area coming inwards here. And sort of underneath this curve. See, I feel like I need to shade under there to make this kind of make sense. But at the same time, it kind of looks awesome without it, so I'm tempted to just leave it. I've got a few hairs that just sort of, they just sort of stick out here, don't they? It's just like, I've always had this slight kind of frizz to my hair. It's always been there. Not frizz so much as just general scruffiness. See, when I'm doing pictures of myself, I don't mind if they end up looking terrible. Like, because I do look terrible, and so that's accurate. I'm going to take the pencils off and see how that looks. Make sure that's still recording. I'm a little worried about the sound recorder today because it was kind of low on battery at the end of yesterday and I've not replaced that at all. Watching a video today, it was, see that goes too high, that should come down. Piss. Nothing I can do about it now. Why don't you notice these things once they're inked? Like in pencil form they look perfect, and then as soon as I put the ink down it's like, oh wait, hang on, that's entirely wrong. And this morning I was watching a video by Terry Moore which was ostensibly about how to draw backgrounds, but he does kind of question and answer sessions. Terry Moore is the cartoonist behind graphic novels like Strangers in Paradise. I think he's working on something new now called Ever. Certainly promotes it enough. Which I suppose is his channel, that's what it's for, but anyway. One of the things he mentioned on there was that he uses a kneadable eraser, which is like, it's a sort of blob of gooey rubber that you can sort of, it's like blue tack, you can work it, and when you work it, it cleans itself up because all the dirt goes on the inside, and you get a nice clean surface. And you can shape it to do a fine point or a large area. And I found myself wanting it's like I know musicians who've got like 12 guitars and they barely play them. It's this thing where you I think Mark Maron calls it the magic shoes. You got to get your magic shoes before you can go running. You got to get your special nice guitar. You got to get the right pencil and the right eraser before you can do art. Now, I don't want to jinx it, but that's a masterpiece. That's truly a work of art. That I think it needs. Where's my pen? There it is. I think it needs just a little bit more shade just there and a bit just here as well. This kind of comes out here. But I think with that, we can call it a day. That is a masterpiece. It's all been working towards this. Yeah. So tomorrow, just to inform you, we start the days of trying to ape the styles of other illustrators, cartoonists, graphic novelists, whatever you want to call them. And part of that is I don't just want to like copy an image that they have drawn, because that would be, you know, kind of pointless. What I would like to do is take one of the people I've drawn on previous photo reference days and draw them in the style of another illustrator. Will I be able to do it? Probably not. Am I going to try? Hell yeah. So look forward to that. Tomorrow doing Rachel Smith of Quarantine Comics, Wide Up Wrong, Stand in Your Power, The Rabbit. What was the... There's another comic that I've ordered from her recently. It's called Musings, with M-E-W, like with a cat. But Musings is done in a very different style to the rest of her work, so it's not that I'm going to be working toward. It's going to be aiming for the sort of Quarantine Comics, Stand in Your Power look. That's the plan.